Hunt Showdown is an absolute nightmare of a game that I think you'll love.
Nope.
Without hyperbole, I think this is one of the most special games to come out in recent memory. It's at the very least the best quote-unquote battle royale on the market. And why is that?
I'm built different.
Not only that, it just so happens to be one of the hardest games to explain, so bear with me. You see, it's not just a quote-unquote all rights reserved battle royale goated with the sauce. It has all these other little details that make it vastly different and absolutely fun to play. In other words, it's Hunt Showdown. So, you might be asking yourself, what is Hunt exactly? I've been pondering that self-explanatory question for around 155 hours or so. So to put it simply, it's a hardcore first-person multiplayer game where you and/or a group of buddies are contracted to kill a bounty or two. You and the other players are dropped in some shitty bayou, probably Louisiana or somewhere redneck adjacent, and are told to go. However, one should beware of the other players and the hordes of demons out to ruin your day, along with the number of things stacked against you. In other words, this game is a goddamn nightmare. Okay, now you have to understand, when I say all of that, I mean this game is ball-grindingly hard. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's start from the beginning. You start by picking your character, then equipment, which, mind you, has different stats and playstyles in mind. You got your long rifles, your bomb lances, your bows, your pistols, and fucking dual wielding, man. It's all here. What more could you want? Although, admittedly, you can get by with the cheapest equipment if you like. You know, save some of that in-game currency. That's one of the more interesting things about Hunt. You need to be careful with the equipment you pick. You need some actual fucking forethought. Because sure, you can spend a lot of money on that fancy shooting device, but if you die, you lose it. And you might not actually even need it, so what's the point? Although that bomb lance is pretty cool though. After picking your loadout, you have a choice to play alone or with a buddy or two. Then the game starts, and it's actually best explained in phases. So once again, bear with me. Phase 1. Typically when you start a game, you're thrown into a random map in a random area somewhere. It could even be daytime, nighttime, or somewhere in between. Perhaps even foggy, making it harder to see. First, you'll use your dark side to point you in the right direction, leading you to these clues. For each bounty, you need to collect 3. Or you might even get lucky and spawn right next to the boss. Which leads us to Phase 2. The boss fight. There are currently 4 bosses. They each have their own quirks and ways of dealing with them, but honestly the thing you'll be doing is smacking them or shooting them until they die. And then you'll banish them, which leads to the barricading phase. After starting the banishing, everyone knows exactly where you are, so it's probably best to stay and barricade yourself in the boss's room until the banishing is done. Think of it like hiding from the IRS. Soon they'll come a-knockin', which does lead us to the player interaction phase. Yeah, I know, my names kinda suck. I'm sorry. This phase is the bread and butter of Hunt, and it can actually happen at any point during the game. Pretty much it's always a fight. Keep in mind the other variables I mentioned before, now you have several others to deal with. You have their gear, your gear, how many players there are. If someone picked up a bounty, now they can see you through the walls. Even the location has some factors to consider. It's all complex and absolutely brilliant. Seriously, the mechanics of this game lead to a lot of interesting fights. Like, how all the guns are slow and sluggish. You'll rarely get a gun that fires faster than a snail running a mile, and I love it. You also have several tools at your disposal, but by far the best thing about this game, the thing that pushes it over the edge, is the audio design. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do enjoy a good ear fucking, and this game constantly delivers in the best way. In fact, it's the main mechanic. Hunt uses a beautiful piece of technology called binaural audio design. Pretty much, game hear good. How good do it hear though? Well, I'll put it this way. There are some players who can hear you sneeze 400 meters out, and before you can even blow your nose, they'll blow your fucking brains out. Everything in this game makes a sound. Your footsteps, doors, the animals and creatures you get by and interact with. Everything is a soundtrack. A general rule of thumb for this game is the one who hears better usually wins. And yes, for the record, that does mean that the guy with the sniper rifle and better headphones than you is just a better player than you. Facts. That's not all though. This game offers some awesome customization. You see, on top of the many weapons you can pick, this game offers different ammo types, and prestige if you're a virgin, and legendary skins if you're a Mondo virgin. Alrighty, I think that might do it for me. I could drone on for hours about this game, and to be honest, this game probably isn't for everyone. It leans on the hardcore aspect heavily, but I implore you, give it a try, and I genuinely think you'll learn to love the game, or at the very least, have fun with it. I'm more than positive at the very least you can appreciate it for what it's trying to do. And I just want to say, thank you for watching. Happy hunting! Oh, and if you can make my day and press that subscribe button, I'd appreciate that. Genuinely. Thank you.